Welcome back to the workshop, Handyman. We're going to try a little fun project maybe today. I was just looking for something to kind of use up a little bit of old pallet wood. I found that I cut some up, had some left over from a couple other projects, so trying to think of something I could use it for. So anyways, I saw somebody had some chicken tables. They're little picnic tables for the chickens to feed off of. And I kind of got an idea about what size it looks like they've been making them. And I said, well, I got enough scraps to do that. So I'm going to see if I can make something work out of this. And let's see what we can do for a quick little project. Should be pretty low cost. Good way to get some, old pallets and cut them up. Should be cheap. I don't even have chickens, but I know people that do. So we might donate them or sell them or something. We'll find out about that depending on how good they turn out, I reckon. So we're going to go ahead and see what we've got here. What I found is I had a stack of pallet wood, and all I did with the pallets is I went between the boards, and these were cut in between them, so I didn't have a bunch of nail holes or anything like that. And all of these are approximately 17, 18 inches, something like that. I think our table needs to be someplace around 16 inches. So I think all these boards will do fine. I think the width, so I'm guessing about 16. We'll see how it all ends up at the end. But 16, and I'm thinking, like we've got these three boards, I don't think I want it to be quite that wide. So I think I'm going to cut these down and make that closer to 7.5, 8 inches wide total. Maybe try to shoot for 7. And then we'll do a border around it somehow, stand something up, not that tall, probably cut those in half and almost be right on that. So let me go ahead and I think what we want to do, if we're going to do that, what do we say, 2, 4, 6, 7, 7.5. So I need 2, 2.25 inches off each one of these. Maybe I'll just run those through the saw and cut them up 2.25. We'll have a little piece left over. We'll use that maybe for a seat or something at the end. So let me run these through the saw. We'll cut them at 2.25, and they'll be 16 inches long for now. Okay, we've got those saw cut 2.25. I think that'll work out fine. These are rough cut. I may just take a sander and just barely knock that off just a little bit, keep from getting slivers. But that puts it just a little under 7. We've got to have some edges on this. So I think by the time I do that and we throw a couple edges on, it's going to be about the right width of what we were anticipating. I think these are 1/2 inch. So yeah, that's going to put it right at 8 inches wide. And we want to do the same thing here. I want to be about 16 inches long, so I need to take 1 inch or so off of that. So if it's 16, I'm going to cut these. I'm going to go ahead and hit these on the saw, and we'll make these 15 inches long. And we'll have it ready. Okay. We had that. That's now, I've got those 15 inches, and our total width there, so it ends up about 6 3/4 inch. Now I think I want to do a 1.5 inch sides on them or so, I think. So I should be able to take one of these slats. They're about 3.5 inches on most of them, I think. And if I can do that, I should be able to get pretty close to the 1.5 inches on it. We'll see what that does. I'll rip these down to 3.5. Let's stand them up and see if it looks about right. Hold a little bit of chicken feed in there. Okay, I think this is going to be all right. I've got it 1.5 inches high here. And I left a rough edge on here because I want this to be kind of a rustic thing. It is going out in a chicken coop. So I think we've got that. We'll cut the end squared off. I'm going to put these the same length as the bottom, and then we'll take this and cut it and match it up because these aren't exactly the same. It's going to be hard to say exactly what it'll be. So we'll do each piece individually, stick those on there, and then we'll have our top pretty well in shape. We'll glue it and screw it together. So let me cut these up and get the right lengths made up. Okay, so we've got it set up here. I think what we're going to do for right now, we're going to just take a little pin nailer, a little bit of glue, kind of glue it together a little bit, see how she holds. I don't think I want to do a lot of sealing between the boards. I want to mainly hold this frame together, and we'll come back in, maybe put a couple screws in it. So why don't we split this apart a little bit like this. We're just going to run a little of the old tight bound exterior glue. We'll run it along the edge, pin nail it. Like I say, I don't think we need to be real fussy on any of this. It is a quick little fun project is all. So we'll throw that there. Let's see, what do I want? Let's have that direction there. Make sure we're good. That would help if my nail gun would shoot nails instead of just blank air. Let's see if we can try that again. That worked a little bit better that time. That's enough to hold that one together. We'll do the same thing over here. Let's go with the cut edge. And we want to keep this side up, so we'll lay that on there. Just even up the edges and the bottom. That's got those. And now we can go ahead and let's glue one end and then the other. See, we're going to have a little bit of glue here. Along this edge here and up the side here. I'm going to just kind of stick all that together. Couple of nails. Do the same thing on this end. A little glue on that. And probably are out of sight on this. We'll go ahead and kind of hold that together. And there we go. We've got us a little chicken tabletop, and now we can start working on the legs. We're what, about 20 minutes into the project is all, so that's not too bad. Let's keep on rolling. Okay, so we've got this together. I think now what we need to do is we flip this over. I want to take, I've got some scraps here about an inch wide, I think. Yes, it's right at an inch wide. And I think we need to put, we're going to need two pieces. We're going to go 6 inches up next to the table. Then we'll need the next layer to be to do the seat, hold the seats up. We're going to use these, probably some little 1-inch ones about like that. So we're going to say, if we set those there, looks like it's going to be about 3 inches wider on that side. So that'd be 3 and 3. So that's going to tell me we're going to need those to be 14 inches. So we'll cut 2 6-inchers and 2 14-inchers. And then we'll work on the 2 legs to go with it. So we'll cut those up now. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to, this will be the one that's holding our seat up. So our seat will sit basically here. And we need some legs that are going to sit about like that. I think we want this to be about, I don't know, 2 inches up off the floor there. Maybe another couple inches here. And we'll calculate that. So we're probably going to be able to get away with, I don't know, probably don't need more than about 6 inches long, something like that. So I think we'll make our legs about 6 inches long, maybe cut it a little long right now. Get an angle on here, maybe a little 15-degree angle or so. Let's see how that looks on there. Okay, we've got the basic layout. What I think we want to do is just, these ended up being, I think, 6.5 inches, I say. Yeah, it's about 6.5 inches, and I ended up 15-degree angle on it. I put it on my chop saw, and we're just going to simply line it up right into the corner there, and we're going to put a pin nail in it. So we'll put a dab of glue on here. Set that on it, and just make sure she's flush and right into the corner, and I think that'll work just fine. Pop a nail in her. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Dab of glue. And make sure that's perfectly squared up with it. And we'll put a nail in that to hold it. And then we want to take this, and we want to be 3 inches from this side, I think will work. See if we can make it sit there. So 3 inches there. And I think we wanted 2 inches up. And I'm just doing this off of the counter here. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. 2 inches. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyways, I'm just gonna line that up. 2 inches up from that. 2 inches up from that. We're gonna be 3 inches on both sides of this. So that's gonna put it right where I want it. We do want to make sure that this thing is exactly squared up with the edge of the table here, because that's going to be determined how level our table sits when we're all done. So we kind of want to make sure that's pretty good. So anyways, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put just a little pencil mark here to know where it's going. And we'll put a dab of glue on both sides of that. Lay it back down on it. There. There. Maybe just take a board and stick it right here. That's going to give us our square that way. Make sure we're 2 inches up on each of these. We are there. And we're off a little bit there. And then 3 inches here. Which puts us right on that line. So that should get us right there. We'll put a couple nails in this one. That's one set up, and we'll do the other one. Okay, I've built the 2 legs, and we can see that they set up under here just like that. Now, I haven't got them attached yet. We're going to set 2 boards on there, the 1 inchers again. And then we've got to simply, I've got to cut these exactly the length of that, which I believe was 16 inches. And I'll have to cut me a couple more. So these are 1 inch, yes. And this is 16 exactly. So I'll cut these 2 16. And then we're going to set this back in, I think, 2 inches on each end. So we'll mark it here and be able to center that up, square it away, and we'll attach it back down. Okay, I think I want this to be 2 inches overhang here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some little nails in there. So I'm going to come back in 2.5 inches, and I've marked, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I've marked 2.5 inches in and put my marks here. And on this end, that's going to be where I'm going to hit it with a little pin nailer. So when I set this on here, I'll put some glue on there, set it on there, square it up, and nail it right in place, just like that. So we'll go ahead and add us a little glue. I think I'm going to do this one at a time. So we'll get 2 inches off of this. Pretty close. It's going to be right about there. And then we need to square it up on the bottom. And that's 2 inches, 2 inches, a little less than 1 inch. That's right at 1 inch. So we want to go, I don't know, that might be like 7/8 of an inch or so. Looks like 7/8 of an inch. 2 inches, 2 inches should be good right there. We just pop a couple nails and it should hold it. Okay, that's all we do. We'll now do the other side. Okay, I've got that nailed in place. Now we're going to do these, and this should be 2-inch overhang on this one and this one, and it should be that across there, and we'll do 2 inches on the other side. So we'll put a little dab of glue on this, and we'll set that up at 2 inches. And I'm just going to set it right out here at the very edge of that. And that should be pretty close there too. Oops, there. We do need to glue that on the other end. I almost forgot about that. Okay, now we get some glue on it. Now let's go 2 inches. Put a little tack into that. And then we're going to go 2 inches on this end, which will square everything up, hopefully. And then this other one, we'll just leave a little gap, put a little glue underneath it also. And just line that up with the end. Get a little space. And we'll pop that. And we do the same thing on the other side. Line these ones up. Should be 2 inches. And it is. And then we'll dab a couple glues here. I'll try to evenly space that like the other one, approximately there. And we'll shoot that. All right, we've got ourselves a little table. Looks like it's pretty solid. I think we could probably go with that. That kind of concludes our chicken table. I think that's all we really need. Might do, like I say, I might just touch it a little bit with sandpaper, just make sure it doesn't have any slivers or anything to it to pick up on it. But let's see what somebody's opinion is that raises chickens, see if that thing works for them. And then if it does, I might build a few more of them. We'll see. Anyways, I think that'll conclude the chicken table build. I don't know. I probably had maybe an hour into it. A little bit of cleanup to go yet, and a couple pieces, not even a half a pallet. So not much expense there. If you like the little project and think it can be useful for you, I think I've given you all the dimensions. If you have any questions about them, don't be afraid to give me a holler. I'll tell you what I got in it. And I appreciate you watching, checking it out. Any comments are appreciated. And hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate that too. And we'll catch you on the next project.